fortunately. What I said the other day about the qualities of the team, midfield and forward, and the deficits that we have midfield back, they have a correction basically in the work that we're doing. It's not something that gets solved by a change of name. It gets fixed with more time, more work. Obviously, it is. There is a coaching staff that started working 40 days ago or a little bit less in the middle of a tournament that is very fatiguing, that finds us playing every 3 or 4 days. And so, indubitably, what you generally can do in a whole week of work, we haven't had that for a long time. And what we need is to do more work to be able to defend better. Because in the same way that attacking takes the whole team, defense also takes the whole team. Last row, please. Good afternoon, Benja and Gerardo. VPN, Tata. You close the passes book in Buenos Aires. There's two names specific, Enzo Perez and Franco Arman. And the representative of Arman said that he does not have a future as a goalkeeper in Miami. Can I ask you, do you like those names? Are you working for the next market? To make an appreciation about wanting either Franco or Enzo is irrelevant. They have a lot of history. They're at a very high level, and you don't have to say that I like them or not. It's clear that they're very respectable, very respected players. We changed the book on passes or on exchanges. In Buenos Aires, what happens in Buenos Aires, because in 30 days we could have gotten 4 or 5 different teams with all that has been said. And the problem is that in this case, I have to make it clear that the things that I don't generate, and I have to deal with things that I don't generate. The news are there, and I live there here. The Leo's leadership, he's asking about Leo's leadership and about the game. Well, see, look, in the last few years from Leo, we've seen a lot of this. And truly, he's not doing less or more than what we saw 7 months ago at the World Cup. And another thing is that we have is to do the facts are that he said he's going to compete and we're going to see if we can win. That fourth goal for the game, the image of that fourth goal that was more than celebrating is let's go get the ball and see if we can do the fifth. And of course, instead of celebrating, and so that is contagious for everybody. The teams are also made with character. You have to play well. You have to win against the rival. Yes, you have to have a clear idea of what you're doing, but there are moments in which character can get you ahead. I say all this in normal condition. Besides the normal conditions, we have but the character is beautiful because the free kick hit on the side. When you look at one of these from whatever side, a free kick, we have 90% chance goal and 10% against. I can't make an analysis as if we had a good team without taking into account that we have the best player in the world. All of that implies that we all have to work together, but we have to have that if you have to do it, that distinction. I think everything is said, it's not missing, but
Recording in
that's what we're
progress.
doing. Mr. Franco here. Franco Paliso, question, Benja. What do you feel more comfortable? We've seen you in different positions in some games aside. or in the middle? Where do you feel most comfortable? And for sobre Tata, about Joseph, what is his performance to date? He had the goal and an assist against Orlando. And in the last game, he had the goal for Ben. He assisted. He pulled for the goal for Benham, but he hasn't had that well preferred performance. What about Joseph till this moment? Let's see. It's different. The games are different against Atlanta and Orlando for the last game. In the last game, he had less participation. He had less minutes. And in the other ones, had a lot more contact with the ball. He performed better. Beyond that, he has used to a team that did 11, that scored 11 times in 4 games. Perhaps that could have been 6 or 7 in normal. This time he only did one penalty, but the game was different from the last game. He had level. His performance was below rest. That they play 9 and maybe Leo Campana can play. We want them to participate in constructing and building the team. No matter what team plays 4-3-3 and doesn't play with a natural 10, with a midfield forward, we have Leo to the right. Sometimes we need that team to be the nexus, the ones who come and come looking for the ball, especially under pressure. And he's done it before in other games. They didn't see it this time. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of stress, and so it's not that we're here to analyze the players one to game. If there is continuity with a basic team so that the players feel comfortable so that they can express themselves, and then with time you see the modifications that are needed. First row, Mr. Gerardo, good afternoon. I want to place some of players, Gomez, who started the first time. And can you give us an update about Fanny? Let me ask the question. Let me answer the question. And I forgot it about the team. What I think is that we're not in a hurry. We're definitely there are a few games we've had big mistakes. Not every game have we controlled well or played well. We have to go to the game with Cruz Azul. You have to look at the 16 minutes of the last game of the past game and confuse for a result that obviously has us with high expectations, with very high morale, with a work ethic that is ideal. If all of that doesn't make us see the places where we're not doing things well, where we have to improve, and just to think that with this impulse we're going to win games is very difficult. There's a lot that we still have to do. Obviously, from the results, it's a good season because even this year, the results in general haven't been good. At the beginning of the season, we had a few games that we won in a row, but it's only based on the results. I would not dare to mix results with performance. For performance, we still have a long way to go. One more here in front. Good morning, Benjamin Talo Carbocedente for Samar. We saw a pair of goals with a stop ball against Dallas, and I saw a play, a pre-set play. Have you done this with stopped balls? And what is the difference between the first 15, 20 minutes with Cruz Azul, with Messi was out? The nerves that you feel now to play with him, what's what difference? First of all, the 10, 15 minutes against Cruz Azul, the players at the field, for example, me, we felt a bit of pressure of the environment and everything that was happening. So we were a little bit accelerated, a little bit, and obviously those 10, 15 minutes weren't very good minutes. They were not good, but we have to reflect and we have to learn. And obviously now we are used to sharing the field with him and share every day with him. So we're getting used to all of this, and obviously we have to improve, and we will improve. Oh, sorry, stop about stop ball. It is not something that we are detailing very much, but it is something that we have to look at game after game, and also based on the characteristics of the rivals. Can see something in the offense when we've had direct free kicks, and starting with Leo. And we also have some doubts in the defense because up to the game in Dallas against Dallas, we had five goals against, and all of those goals had been from a stop ball. Vamos.
Michelle Kaufman, are you able to open the microphone on your own there? Michelle, let's try one more question in the room and then we'll see if we can fix the technical issues. Let's go to this young lady right here.
Buenos días, Benjamín y don Gerardo. Andrea
Gerardo, you had told us, Benjamin, and your idols are Rodrigo de Paul. Tell us about your experience that was your idol, and Liga MX that was complaining about the refs and the conditions of the tournament. What's your opinion on that? And in the point and the perspective of being an MLS coach, do you have the same opinion? Like I had the opportunity to meet Rodrigo de Paul. Obviously, I've said it before. He is a player that I admire quite a bit for the way in which he plays. And that's it. He was a great. I was very proud to meet him. I couldn't talk to him. I didn't want to mess with him too much, but it was very good to meet him. I think that there's two different things here. The first is about the refs, the referees. And obviously, everybody has the right to express and to demonstrate and to show a disagreement if that was the case. And I don't have much to say about that because it's the experiences of each team that they have game after game, and about the travel and the training spaces and the always being at home for the other teams being always home. I say the same thing to PCs ago to pre-conference. Yes. MLS didn't say we're going to do a tournament, but we're going to do it how we want it. Who wants to play comes and who doesn't want. CONCACAF got a tournament they called MLS and Liga MX. They sat, decided how the business was going to be, how much money everybody likes the business, and then they protest. They figure out the calendar. You accept to play the game, all the games in the United States. You understand that you probably are going to have to travel more than the US teams because you're always playing as a visitor. When you accept that, you don't have a place to complain. And if each club wants to do it, is what they have to do is complain against the president of the Mexican Federation, not the people who set up the tournament. We have a couple of questions for Zoom. It's working. They sent us in the text.